Bruno Guimarães has completed his move to Arsenal from Newcastle United for 75 million, officially becoming the second most expensive signing in club history. He has given his first interview as an Arsenal player, revealed a text message exchange with Declan Rice, and confirmed he will wear the number 39 shirt with a possible debut against Borussia Dortmund at the Emirates. This is a statement signing. Arteta has reportedly wanted Guimaraes for years, and landing him mid-title defense signals real ambition. It also reshapes Arsenal's midfield picture, a World Cup-tested, physically dominant, technically gifted number 8, joining a midfield already stacked with quality. Declan Rice's text message to Guimaraes and what it reveals about the Arsenal dressing room, the Brazilian contingent Gabriel Magalhães, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus welcoming him in his shirt number, and the possibility of an Emirates debut against Dortmund. Arsenal have completed one of the biggest signings of their summer, and Bruno Guimarães has just spoken for the first time as an Arsenal player, but it's what he revealed about Declan Rice that has fans talking. What does this transfer actually mean for Arteta's midfield, and why has this move been years in the making? Here's everything Guimarães said, what it tells us about the dressing room he's walking into, and what happens next. Bruno Guimarães is now an Arsenal player. The move from Newcastle United is worth 75 million, making the Brazilian midfielder the second most expensive signing in the club's history. It's a 4-year deal, and it's official. No speculation here. This one is done. Let's get into the headlines from this story. First, Guimarães has given his first interview as an Arsenal player, speaking directly to the club's official website. Second, he's revealed a personal text exchange with Declan Rice ahead of the move, a message that says a lot about the culture inside this Arsenal squad. Third, he'll wear the number 39 shirt, the same number he wore throughout his time at Newcastle. And fourth, there's a genuine possibility he could make his Arsenal debut against Borussia Dortmund at the Emirates Stadium. Let's start with the move itself, because the story behind this transfer matters just as much as the transfer itself. According to Football London, Mikel Arteta has been keen on Guimarães for several years. This isn't a panic buy or a reactive signing. It's understood. Arteta identified him as a target a long time ago and had to be patient to finally get the deal done. That patience tells you something about how highly he's rated inside the club. There's also a personal layer to this. Guimarães was Newcastle's captain. He had strong ties to that club, and by his own admission, this wasn't an easy decision. He also had plenty of battles against Arsenal on the pitch over the years, battles that ironically may have shown Arteta exactly the kind of competitor he was signing. Now here's where it gets interesting, speaking about his move. Guimarães said he feels amazing, and that since his first conversations with sporting director Andrea Berta and Arteta himself, he was excited about the move. He said he felt in his own words that he needed a new challenge in his life, and that becoming an Arsenal player represents exactly that. That's a strong statement from a player who was captaining his previous club. This isn't someone coming to make up the numbers. This is a player who has actively pushed himself toward a bigger stage. So why does Arsenal want him? And why does this signing matter? Tactically, Guimarães brings something specific to this midfield energy, ball-carrying ability, physical presence, and genuine two-way quality. He described his own game as being able to pass the ball, run a lot, and play like a warrior. He said he'll never give up, that he wants to be composed with the ball, and that he can chip in with goals too. Think about what that adds to an Arsenal midfield that already has serious quality. This isn't a straightforward like-for-like swap. Guimarães offers a different profile, a player who can drive forward from deep, win the ball back aggressively, and add unpredictability in the final third. If Arteta is looking to rotate or evolve his midfield shape for a title defense, having a player capable of multiple roles inside that engine room is a genuine tactical upgrade. There's also the financial and squad value angle here. At 75 million, this is not a squad filler signing, it's an investment in Arsenal's core. Historically, spending at this level on a single midfielder signals one thing. Arsenal see this position as central to winning the biggest trophies, not just competing for them. Now here's the detail that's genuinely caught fans' attention. The Declan Rice message. Guimarães revealed that Rice texted him ahead of the move saying, "Come here and please no more fights, now we're friends." It's a light-hearted reference to their history of clashes on the pitch as opponents, but it also reveals something important. Rice reached out personally. That's not something every player does with an incoming signing, and it suggests a dressing room culture that actively welcomes new arrivals rather than leaving them to find their feet alone. Guimaraes himself called Arsenal's midfield one of the best in Europe and said he's excited to get to know his new teammates properly. That's a strong endorsement from a player who has spent years playing against these very midfielders in the Premier League. And it's not just Rice. Guimaraes also spoke about messages from the club's Brazilian contingent Gabriel Magalhães, Gabriel Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus. He said Big Gabi, referring to Gabriel Magalhães, was especially excited, repeatedly asking when he would arrive. That kind of internal excitement from existing players often says more about a signing's fit than any outside analysis can. Guimaraes also spoke about his personal ambitions. Having played in 2 World Cups, he said he feels he's at the point in his career where he needs exactly this kind of challenge. His words, "I want to win trophies, I want to make history, and I think I'm in the right place to do it." That's a bold statement, but it fits the broader picture. Arsenal have been building a squad capable of genuinely competing on every front, and signing a player who explicitly frames the move around trophies, and history fits that ambition. Now, on the practical side, Guimaraes will wear the number 39 shirt, the same number he had at Newcastle. It's a small detail, but for fans, shirt numbers often become part of a player's identity at a new club, so expect that number to become instantly recognizable in Arsenal, red. And here's a detail that will matter very soon. It's understood Guimaraes could make his Arsenal debut against Borussia Dortmund at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday. Nothing is confirmed about team selection or minutes, but the timeline suggests fans could see him in an Arsenal shirt sooner rather than later. So where does this leave Arsenal? They've added a proven, physical, technically excellent midfielder who has direct experience competing against the Premier League's best sides. He arrives already respected by his new teammates, already speaking the language of ambition Arsenal fans want to hear, and already potentially available for selection within days. The bigger picture here is simple. This is Arteta strengthening the spine of his team ahead of a title defense, not simply adding depth. Guimaraes' arrival could shape how Arsenal set up in midfield for the rest of the season. Arsenal fans, with Bruno Guimarães now in the building, would you throw him straight into the starting 11 against Dortmund or ease him in from the bench? Let me know yes or no straight in or slow build in the comments. To summarize, Bruno Guimarães has officially joined Arsenal for 75 million, becoming the club's second most expensive signing ever. He's spoken glowingly about his ambitions, revealed a warm welcome from Declan Rice and the club's Brazilian players, and could feature as early as this weekend against Borussia Dortmund. If you want every twist of Arsenal's midfield rebuild as it happens, make sure you're subscribed to Victor Gunner's IQ, because this story is only just getting started.